Hello and welcome to No Grey Suits, the podcast. I'm your host, Anastasia, and this is a place for people who have escaped corporate to do their own thing, where we'll talk marketing, video, social media, business, and chat with other business owners about their journeys. It's a bit random, sometimes super practical, sometimes plain old entertainment. Hello, it's Anastasia and welcome back to the No Grey Suits podcast. Today I wanted to do something a little bit different and it kind of leads into what I do with the video interviews that I do with people. But I was talking with a business owner the other day. She runs a few highly successful toddler dance studios. And she said, why would I want to go on video? Like, why would people want to hear me talking? Won't stock video of kids dancing around just do? And I thought about it for a second and I thought, this is one of my superpowers. What could she talk about on a reel that might get parents excited or want to know more or want to listen to more or bring their kid in? And I thought of a couple of things. First one is, tell me a story. It's always a good one. Tell me a story. But I'm going to get more specific. So for this particular business owner who runs toddler dance studios, where the little ones run around and dance and they do Estedfords and all of the rest of it, it's really quite cute. Tell me a story of when a young child came in to classes and when they first started they were shy, they were nervous, they didn't want to let go of mum. They just sat there, they didn't want to get involved, they sort of looked around curiously but they weren't really, weren't really feeling it. They just wanted mum. And where are they now? If they persevered with it, if mum persevered with it and you guys worked with the child, what did you do to help them feel comfortable? What did you do to get them having fun? And look at them now. Are they thriving? Are they loving it? Do they love being centre stage now? Have they picked up some skills, made some new friends, grown in confidence? A story like that will encourage parents of those shy children, of those children who aren't necessarily great in, those type of social situations. The children who do cling to mum. Those type of stories that you can tell, those transformative stories, that's what people want to know. And you can't get that from stock video and images, and you can write it down, you can have it in the copy of a post, but it's much more meaningful if it's told from you with that emotion of, how proud you are of yourself and your team and of that little tiny kiddo for sticking with it and growing and helping that little one grow. That emotion, that pride, that passion for what you do, more so than just we run a dance studio, is going to come across, and it's that's going to make parents go, oh, they really care. If my kid goes there, they really are going to put the effort into looking after them. They love these kids. They love seeing them flourish. They love seeing them thrive. Now, if that's the kind of reaction you want from your audience, tell a story. A transformative story. It gets people thinking more so than just reading something that you could have just written, fictional story that you could have just written. Because when you say it on video, when you're looking at the camera, when you're speaking directly to your audience and that emotion is coming through, it's so much more genuine. It's so much more real. It's so much more you. And then when they come to meet you to sign the kid up, they're actually going to feel like they already kind of trust you a little bit. And especially in an industry like that where kids are involved, trust is huge. So let them start to get to trust you online. That's the storytelling piece, and I think that's one of the most powerful for an industry like that. The next one would be, no, you don't have to spill all of your beans about your whole life. You don't have to get on and dance. But for this same business, so for a, little kiddo's dance studio, another one that you could do there, what made you start it? Had you been a dancer yourself previously? And after you had your kids, you saw the joy that they got out of learning to dance and socialising and being part of a team. Did you always want to help kids with something, always want to work with little ones? And this is what absolutely fitted in with your skills. Why did you start your business? Why this business? You've been doing it for a while now. What do you love about it? Again, yeah, you could put that in a graphic. You could put that in a bulleted list. But there is nothing quite like hearing it from you and getting to know you a little bit. I'm not asking what school your kids go to. I'm not asking what you did on the weekend. I'm not asking for those personal details. You don't have to put your personal life out there for the world to see. But those questions around the why your business, what do you do, why do you love it, why do your team love it, why do you love your team? All of those kinds of questions, they have nothing to do with your personal life. Unless you want them to, unless that's part of the story that you want to tell. But if that's not part of the story that you want to tell and you don't want your personal life splashed all over social media, you don't have to. You can still show up for your business. You can still make your business feel more genuine, more real, make those connections with people without giving them that glimpse into your private life. Talk about the business. Why do you love it? Talk about the stories. Give me your funniest story. I love those ones. Always say this to business owners when I'm talking to them is, tell me your funniest client story. And most people will go, oh, I don't really have one. Yeah, they do once we start talking. So, for that little dance studio, it might be, it might actually be an end of year performance. And it might be that one of the kids, when they were up there waving, ready to go on to the next act, one of the little ones was so excited to be up there in the spotlight, center stage. She just stood there and just kept waving and smiling and waving and smiling. And it was way past time for her to leave that stage. Way past time. You had the people cueing the music, sort of replaying that last bit over and over again, going, when's this kid gonna disappear into the wings? And somebody had to actually run out and get her. And she's still smiling and waving as she's being carried off stage. That's a story that your audience would love to hear. Because some of your audience are going to see their own kid in that story. They're going to go, oh, yep, my kid would do that. That would so be my kid. And if they were considering sending their little one to your school, and you found that funny, and you told that because it was a story that made you smile, that made you giggle, then they're going to go, if my kid goes there and does something like that, stays on stage and won't get off because they love being in the limelight, then if they're not going to be judged at this dance studio for being that kid, if instead everybody's going to have a little bit of a giggle about it and then just move on and it'll be a story to tell later, they're going to be more likely to choose you. So there are always things that you can talk about. And today I used a dance studio as an example. I might do this again. If you are working in an industry where you're thinking the same, what would I say? And you want a couple of ideas, feel free to message or email me. I'll record another one of these with another couple of ideas. That's one of my superpowers. Talk soon. Take care.